I have another Project Pan update to share with you, and it's a really good one. I have, I think, 3 rollouts. I just feel like I've made really good progress over the past month. I feel really good about it, and I feel even better about the products I'm rolling in. Let's start with something that I just rolled in last month, and that is the Vive Concealer. I'm in the shade Light 1. I took the stopper out and I've been using it both as a foundation and as a concealer. It is my oldest concealer, but I also am just wearing it on my face because I really like using it as a foundation. It's a really great color for me. And now that I've taken the stopper out of it, I would like to move through it a little bit faster because it's more of like a moussey whipped formula, and that makes me think it might dry out faster or the formula will change faster. So I've gone through 3.83 grams of this, and you're not really going to be able to tell a big difference because the product sticks to the sides and doesn't really show any lines of demarcation or anything. And I'm having trouble getting a lot of product out each time I scrape it. I feel like there's less and less each time. And so there is a chance that this could be done next month, if not the month after that. Another product I brought in last month is this Wonderskin Brow Stain. I have the shade Blonde, and the reason I brought it in is simply because I'm already wearing it every day. Of course, I forgot to put it in today, so I'm not wearing it right now, but typically I'm wearing it every day, and I really like it. I have come to really like this product. I'm glad to see that I'm getting more uses out of it than some other stain products I've been testing out, like the one I'll talk about in a minute. This one I've already worn 87 times and it's still going strong, so that's great. Again, you're not going to see any difference in the packaging because it's opaque, but I have gone through 0.51 grams. The next one is a lip liner from NYX in the shade Mauve, and I have definitely made a lot of progress in the last month. I love this product. Often I'll wear it as a liner just on the outer edges, but often I'll use it to fill in my whole lip too. And based on how quickly I finished Peekaboo Neutral, which was the lip liner I had before this, it seems like it runs out or it can't sharpen anymore once you get to the center of that X in NYX. So I would say, given how much progress I've made, I'll have 2 months more use of this before it's gone. I have my first rollout of this month, and that's a gloss from Lisa Eldridge in the shade Muse. I did take the stopper out and get everything out of it that I could, and I put the stopper back in after I finished it. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I was able to get everything out of there because I used a little spatula to get what was at the bottom. And this is my oldest gloss. My next oldest gloss is this one from NYX, which I am a little over halfway through. Something really weird about this gloss is you can see where it is now, like it will settle to the bottom, but if you keep it upside down for a little bit, which I'll do for the rest of this video, if you keep it upside down, not all of it will come down to the bottom. And it makes me feel like the bottom part is like a different texture or something than the rest of the gloss, but I'm also just not sure what that means. Have you had the same experience? I really don't know what to expect. I'm starting at 22.07 grams for that one. And I've already worn it 90 times, so there's a chance it could take me another 90 uses to get through it. If you saw my most recent empties video, you'll have seen that I only got 49 uses out of the Sacheu lip stain, which is a lot fewer than I thought. People in the comments did think I would at least hit 50 uses, and I just couldn't. There was like nothing left in the tube. However, I did look back and I received this back in like October or September of last year, and so I have had it for like 6+ months. I did just get a brand new one in PR in the shade Clover, which is more of a brown. And I think what I'm going to do is bring this into the project and start from scratch with a brand new tube. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe you can get more uses out of it if you use it when it's brand new. And with this one, I was sometimes using it all over the lips. Sometimes I was just using it as a liner. This one, I'm going to use it the way the brand intends for you to wear it, just as a liner. And that way I'm using a little bit less product each time. I'm really just hoping with this one to see how far I can stretch it. How many uses can I get out of it before it's gone with a brand new tube and using it the way the brand intends. For reference, the empty tube is exactly 17 grams and the new tube is starting at 20.24 grams. Another rollout, I finished the Smashbox Illuminate Primer. I did cut it open to get everything out of there. I was using this pretty often, or like pretty much every time I did my makeup, just to move through it a little bit more quickly. And I switched from using this almost all the time to the Jason Wu one, which is a much thinner formula. It reminds me a lot more of the Primerizer from Smashbox. And I forgot just how much I like a lighter weight primer. Like This one is just incredibly moisturizing, almost to the point where maybe it's a little bit too much for me, just for my skin type, because I'm already very oily. And I found that with the lighter primer, I wasn't having to powder as much. It didn't feel like I had as much makeup on my face. Overall, it was just like a better experience. And it wasn't really something I noticed until I stopped using this. Overall, it was fine. It had a bit of a gold shimmer to it, so for that reason alone, I probably wouldn't have purchased it myself. I did receive it in PR, but I am really glad and grateful to have been able to try it, and I got 91 uses out of this before it was gone. And speaking of the Jason Wu primer, that is the one I'm going to be bringing in. It's my next oldest primer in my collection, and I really like this one. I think it's going to be a great, more lightweight primer to wear in the warmer months. This is starting at a whopping 89.93 grams. And it's 1.69 fluid ounces, so definitely more than the typical 1 fluid ounce that most primers are. I think this one's going to be a long haul product. I think it's going to take me close to the end of the year to finish it, if I can finish it at all this year. Because I showed you in a chopping block series and maybe in some other tutorials how I wear this, and I really don't need a lot. I use a very small amount and it spreads out pretty far. So we'll see with this one. I'm just really glad to bring it in. I really like this primer a lot. Okay, last month I did some makeup surgery on my Merit cream blush, and I put the rest of it in a smaller container so that I could finish that. And I forgot to take a formal before photo, but I did get a screenshot from my recent update to show you the difference. This is how much I have left. I really think I could finish this in the next month. It's a really lightweight, balmy texture, and so I find I need to use a little bit more than maybe some other cream blushes in order to get the pigment that I'm looking for. It's a really beautiful color. I really like it. I have no problem scraping the rest of it out and finishing it. And then I'll bring in my next oldest cream blush in its place. And for reference, the empty container is 15.19 grams. The blush I have in this project is from PYT in the shade Exhale, and I did hit pan on it relatively early in the project, and I've just been keeping it in the project to show progress over time. I already wear it every day and really like this color. I've gone through more of it this month than I have in previous months. I went through 0.31 grams, and in the updates prior to that, I was usually going through about 0.2 grams. So I don't know what was up this month. There are some significant changes to the amount of pan in the center. I'm wondering if maybe some extra just flicks of product got picked up and like didn't actually end up on my face. Maybe they kind of just got like whisked away. I try to be really careful with this because it's a very powdery formula. Anytime it kicks up powder, I do try to use that instead of just blowing it away. But it's gotten so thin on the bottom there that I think some pieces are just picking up and I'm not able to actually use all of it. Even so, I think this is going to take absolutely forever to actually finish one day. And then for my highlighter, I'm going steady, going through the same amount that I have in previous months, the Laura Geller highlighter. I think I already had pan on it when I brought it into the project, and now I'm just expanding the pan. Once you get past that center circle there, you kind of hit like a baked pan on the outer edges, or at least that's what it looks like so far. So I'm unearthing more of that as I go. The rest of the product is relatively flat. Yeah, wow, I'm seeing the difference between when I brought it in February and what it looks like now. That pan has really gotten a lot bigger. That's surprising. And the last product is the bronzer that I have in rotation. I want to bring in every bronzer that I have and help get it to 50 total uses before I bring out a new bronzer in its place. And right now I'm focusing on the bronzer from the Smashbox face palette. Last month I had gotten up to 15 uses, and this time around I'm up to 37 uses, which means I need to wear it 13 more times before I can roll it out. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if you're gonna be able to see much of a difference in the before and after photos, but I definitely do see a bit of a wearing down. Like you can see a little bit more of that side pan. Maybe you can't, I'm not sure, but to me I can. I can see that it's kind of getting worn down a little bit, which is awesome. So 13 more uses and then I can roll this out. Because I think I can reach that 13 uses well before my next update, I am gonna bring in the next bronzer in its place. So they'll temporarily both be in the project until I finish this one, and then I can just seamlessly start using this one. The Give Me Glow Bronzed Bombshell in the shade Good Times and Tan Lines. This is actually brand new. I just got this in, I think, March. I swatched it one time, but other than that, like, it doesn't have anything. You can still see the full embossing on it. So this is starting at 0 uses, and I would like to bring it to 50. You can even kind of see it in the video right now. It has almost like a green like undertone to it, like an olive tone, which I think is going to be great for this time of year when I actually do get a little bit more sun. I'm just really excited about it, and I'm excited to try it and test it out. And it's also the bronzer I brought into my chopping block, so I'll be using it for 2 separate video purposes. All right, now I can show you what I mean with that NYX lip gloss. You can see some of it has already moved down to the bottom, but there's still a lot in the top that hasn't moved. And no matter how long I keep this sitting up, that stuff does not move down to the bottom. What does that mean? I know Laura Force says that she never takes the stoppers out of lip glosses, and she kind of says like the stuff at the bottom of the tube grosses her out. And for the most part, I will take the stopper out of my glosses to get everything out like I did with the Lisa Eldridge one. But with this one, I'm not entirely sure if I do. If it's like extra thick down there, and I don't know why it's extra thick, I don't want to run the risk of putting stuff that's not good anymore on my lips. So this is a sign that it's starting to go bad, or that there's something going on down there that I shouldn't be putting on my mouth. Please let me know. For now, I'm gonna keep using it because I'm not noticing any bad side effects or anything, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to show you that on camera because it's kind of hard to explain. This was a really great month. I don't know if next month is gonna be as exciting. I think I'll have a good chance of maybe being done with that Vive concealer, and also the cream blush. Now that I think about it, that one will also likely be gone. And I'll be rolling out the Smashbox bronzer, hopefully. So yeah, I think it'll still be a good update, maybe not 3 rollouts exciting like it was this time around. And you know what? I did want to do some surgery on the empty Sacheu lip plumper because I want to know if there's anything down in there left, if it's just dried up or if it really just is fully empty. I might make a big mess doing this because it is a staining product. Okay, I got my handy dandy pair of broken tweezers, and I'm just gonna take the stopper out. I'm gonna try to be extra careful with this one since it's a stain. I've already lifted it a little bit. Just remove it, yeah, with my fingers. Okay, so that's what the stopper looks like. Okay, I don't know if my spatula will fit. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna use the other side of it to like mix around down there and see what comes up. No, it looks pretty dry. Yeah, like really not that much comes off. So it's like really dried out down there. I guess I could have just used the applicator instead of that tool. Yeah, nothing's really coming off. Like it's dry. Interesting. Okay, I was able to do that with minimal mess, which is great. You'll see the mess I made, the absolute mess I made in that cream blush video. One of my blushes didn't make it. That's how bad it was. Anyway, that is everything for my update. I am so excited with how well it's going, and every month I feel like I have something exciting to share, which is great. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm trying out some new video ideas and I would really love to hear your feedback. I'm really close to 19,000 and I just think it would be cool to hit that threshold, maybe even make it to 20,000. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.